The lies people
I had
tell.
to talk about this. I had to push the record button because people are fucking crazy. I just heard, y'all know that I had got left stranded in Iowa by this company called Schuster, right? So I had heard that they actually liked me as a driver. I heard they actually liked me as a driver. They thought very highly of me, and so on, and so on, and so on. But what I do not understand is, and this goes for people, companies, anybody that puts you in a really bad situation, what I don't understand is how can a person or a company, how can they put you in a bad situation and think that you're not going to be number one, mad, upset, disappointed, and maybe verbal and sometimes physical. At least I left the physical out of it. So what was said was, yeah, we thought highly of her. We really messed with her. Like we didn't want to do it, but she got too much mouth. And listen, I never had any mouth from all the previous stuff they was doing up until that bowling point, until they put my safety at risk. I actually lost some things. I lost some good Snapon tools fucking with them. I lost money and time. Can't get that back. And I've never, like I said, things was going on prior to them leaving me stranded to where I had to stay stuck in Iowa for 4 days just trying to find a rental, because the part of Iowa where they're at is so isolated that they don't even have Ubers. So if you think you're going to catch a cab, the cab is over $100 and it's not even going far. And if you think you're going to get a car rental, you have to pay for 2 car rentals. You have to pay for a car rental to get you out of Iowa, going to Nebraska. Then you get to Nebraska, you got to pay for another car rental for your one-way going wherever you're going. They don't really understand the inconvenience. They don't understand the anxiety. I still have anxiety till this day from this shit. Just from them doing that shit to me, I'm scared to work for. That's just like a bad relationship. You're not supposed to hold on to your past. I get that. But this is the second time this shit happened to me. Like, you cannot put people in a bad situation and think it's not going to have some kind of effect. And I'm sure there's a lot of drivers that have been treated unfairly or less than human at a company, and it had maybe some anxiety, PTSD, because shit happens out there. Like, you pay for me to get to your company safely, but because I have a disagreement with one of your peoples in the office, which is your fleet manager, which he's supposed to communicate effectively instead of communicating like a fucking 2-year-old, y'all take his side versus taking the side of somebody that's helping making your company money. What companies do not realize is without a driver, your company don't run. Okay, I'm replaceable. But why the fuck you want a high turnover rate? I just don't get it. It just seemed what I realized, companies, trucking companies, or maybe companies outside of trucking, because these days, it's like companies don't respect people's work. It's what I realized, it seems like the harder you work, the less it's appreciated. The more you put in to show people that you fuck with them and you cool with them and you a real one, they take it for granted and do some fuck shit towards you. I don't get it. But before I stoop to somebody's low vibrational energy, fine. You want to leave me stranded? Cool. I mean, I'm going to make my videos and I'm going to show the process of what the fuck really went down, because I have a right to. But at the end of the day, it's cool. What can I do? And the crazy thing is, they talking about they fuck with me and this and that. You can't fuck with me if nobody ever even called me before it got to that. The owner never called me during that time to say, hey, what's going on, driver? Because I actually talked to the owner before. Like, it was actually stuff going on to where I went, because the owner claims that they got an open door policy. So I went to the open door policy, and guess what the owner of that company did? He took his people's side and said, so my thing is, if you know you had a hardworking driver and y'all claim that y'all really fuck with me and this and that, then why driver retention never reached out during the time I got put off that truck and even after to apologize or something? Nobody has ever reached out to try to figure out my side of the story, and like nobody ever reached out. But yet y'all don't fuck with me. So stop going telling people at shoot. I fucking hate that, man. I hate that. I hate it when motherfuckers do you dirty. They do you dirty after you've done everything you can to do your part. And they got the nerve because they know that they on Front Street with shit. So to cover their ass, guess what a motherfucker do? They will lie. Like, I've even heard this after I left. Oh, yeah, she was refusing loads. She was being difficult. She was refusing. I wasn't refusing no load. The same thing that I did that day, a lot of drivers do, and y'all don't fire those drivers and leave them stranded. So you're telling me if I want to sit just a few hours to get some rest, or I want to sit a few hours to wait for my friend to come with my phone, I'm wrong for that, but you let other drivers do it all the fucking time. But you going around telling drivers that I'm refusing to run. That ain't my thing. I do not waste my time out there on the road. If I'm out there on the road, I want to run. I don't like sitting. I get pissed off if I'm sitting, because if my wheel's not rolling, I ain't making no money, so that's a fucking lie. Now you going around telling motherfuckers that you really fuck. You ain't fuck with me. Because if you fuck with me, you want to try to have a resolution. And I am going to speak against injustice. So fuck anybody that got a problem with me telling what the fuck is wrong with a lot of shit going on. I'm going to speak my mind. My thing is, people don't want to be put on blast, but then why would you give something to be put on blast about? Like, I can see if it was my fault. If it was my fault, I'll put my own self on blast. I ain't just going to put other people in companies. I'll blast my motherfucking self. I ain't afraid to admit my wrongs because I'm not perfect. If I did something to cause anything, whether it's a breakup, whether I got fired, anything, I put my shit, all my shit out there. But I really be trying. And like I said, it really feels like the nicer you are to folks, people, companies, the more it bubbles up and it turns into a whole fuck fest. And it's like people like, well, then stop being so nice. Stop giving your all. I can't help it because that's who I am. But I really want Schuster to stop lying on me and shit. Y'all know what the fuck happened. John bitch ass thought he could talk to me like he talked to the rest of the drivers, and he thought I was going to take that shit, which I was not. And then really, I didn't even cuss him out. He called yelling at me, and instead of me yelling back, I hung up on him. He called me back, doing it again, and started doing insults with the yelling. I hung up again. So I'm guessing because I destroyed his ego, the rest of the ego he had left, he used his power to make me pay for it by saying, get off our property. That truck ain't moving an inch. You need to you got 4 hours to get all your shit off our truck and get off our property. We're letting you go. After I gave a 2-week notice. I gave the 2-week notice, and because I gave the 2-week notice, now you're letting me go. Hey, if they don't care to resolve issues that some of these people put these drivers through, then that speaks volumes about how y'all really care about drivers. You care about your favorites, but you don't care about drivers that really do their best to try to bring to your company. I don't like that. Shit don't make sense. Drivers go through a lot out here. That's all I'm saying. And I'm going to speak my mind, especially when it's unfair and unjust. Fuck out of here.